Right. We are here, all present and correct. We are live. It's good to be back. It's here just before 2:30 in the morning. We're all freshly eyed and bushy-tailed, and it would seem that the linkage seems to be working. Let me just give it some background music for you there. How about that? There we go. That's lovely. Lovely. Right. Okay. So, how's everyone doing? Vocals good. We have some stunning little backing music going on there. Seems to be okay. Nothing untoward to be happening. Let me just put that down there. And I did want to just do that and do that. And I wanted to play a game. Movie or YouTube video. So what's going on in here? Right, well I seem to have got the music sorted out, but hopefully it's not too loud. If it is, let me know, but I think it's okay. I did test the stream previously. Let me get rid of those, I don't need to hear myself. Yeah, I did test the stream yesterday. Well, I just watched the recording that was up there. And yeah, it seemed to be working okay. So, I've been testing some turkey cams for Christmas. I'll let you see if the turkey cam works. I'll do that in a minute. Actually, let me just set this off to my 5G network. So, no, we don't want that one. We want, that's the one we want. Right, so I've got it set up before that. Over there. Okay, good. Right, so it would seem that I've basically reduced my upload encode to 2000 kilobits a second for the video, and from what the playbacks I've seen, doesn't affect the quality too much, and there seems to be less dropouts, which is good. So I think we're going to go for 2000 kilobits upload, constant upload, which is enough to make the video fairly watchable and the my dulcet tones livable. Anyway, we're all good. So we've got a few things we need to do today, right? A few things we need to go through today, right? Following on from the is it cinematic or is it not? I've got a couple of slides that I want to show you, and then you've got to tell me if it's from a movie or from a YouTube video. So it's just a single slide, single video, single image, talking about people being cinematic in their YouTube videos, or not, as the case may be. So I thought that we'd have a bit of fun, and I just throw up a couple of slides and then you tell me cinematic or not. We'll have to make a jingle for that little game. Cinematic, cinematic, cinematic or not. There you go, that's a jingle for that part of the that part of the thing. So just before we dive in, so I just want to flick over and then let me know if you think that is not this one. Sorry, I've flicked the wrong one. There we go. Let me know if you think this is cinematic, if this is from a movie or from a YouTube video. Not that, ignore the movie because I pressed the wrong button. But yeah, just this slide, just this single slide. I'll try and make it a bit smaller so it fits on the screen. There. It's good content, isn't it? Good content. So yeah, is this from a movie or from a YouTube video? And I've got one more for you as well. Is that from a movie or from a YouTube video? Let me know. Anyway, so, right, so what I thought we could discuss today, okay. Let me just hit the movie and to see if you're correct. Let me see and hit the movie and to see if you're correct. It's actually from a YouTube video. I am sorry, but you have lost. It's kind of cinematic because it's all about the color grade. Sorry, I'll stop singing. Yeah, no, it's old Ashy from Lost in Europe. He loves doing his color grading on his footage. He's got a LUT that he uses, but and obviously he's in. I think he's in Sweden at the moment. So anything, there you go. That's the actual. That was the actual bit that I gave you the thing. So yeah, it's actually a YouTube video, not a movie. So there you go. It's all about the colouring, mate. All about the colouring. You get the colouring and the lighting right. You can. This was with I think this was with basic Mavic. This one, but yeah, you put the LUT on it. Again, the LUT doesn't look quite good on this kind of footage because I think it's too dark. But yeah, it's just a LUT. It's just the colouring. And of course, when you've got scenery like this, lots of whites, lots of blacks, it's pretty difficult to make a shitty movie, right? Anyhow, just thought I'd show you that. I thought it was quite interesting, going off from what we were discussing the other day. All I want is a perfect camera. Right, so I'll send you a couple of links. Don't forget, I've got my, I've got to put you on, I've put you on silent. Hang on, you're not online at the moment. Why aren't you online? Now, here's the problem. This is my network that is not VPN connected. So this is the Wi-Fi network that's not using VPN. And as you can see, I'm trying to connect to the server. And I think that Zello is blocked without VPN here. If I switch over to my normal network, which is linked to my computer VPN, you shall see, or you'll probably hear in a minute. So this is connecting, there you go, connected straight away. So yeah, that basically tells me, and I've got to listen to your messages now. Hang on.
What you do is talk. Talk. I just want to listen to that peaceful little relaxing background music.
So yeah, I don't know what you mean there, but is the background music too loud or is it all right? What I was saying was the Zello, that little radio that I showed you with the 4G SIM card, that probably wouldn't work here unless I had a VPN running on the radio itself. Probably wouldn't work. So yeah, that's annoying. But anyway, so I did send you a link Is that background music too loud, or is it all right? You have to let me know because I can't hear anything. I sent you a link with a single DIN radio. I found one for £18. Our music level is perfect, thanks, that's good. I thought it was, but I needed to check. I sent you a link with single DIN radio, and what you want to search for, or what you want to ask for, is a single DIN media player. You don't want a CD player.
Background music is at the perfect level.
Thank you, sir. Most kind for letting me know. Yeah, you can see Zillow works now because obviously the VPN's connected. So yeah, getting that battery-powered PTT button, Bluetooth, is okay because it would go straight to the phone. But if I wanted to go outside and use Zello, then I would need a VPN running all the time. And VPN on the mobile is quite spotty at the moment. It's not as good as it is on the computer. So yeah, taking Zello mobile is quite difficult. I don't know whether the North Koreans were using it to communicate with each other. So they decided to block it. Anyway, it's been blocked. So, but I'm sure there's a way around it. I'm sure these little radios come built in with a VPN, because they wouldn't sell them otherwise. They wouldn't sell any if it didn't work. So yeah, these single DIN units that I've been looking at. Now obviously Rode Radio is going to have to install it, and I don't know if they install third-party radios. In other words, will they just install a radio that you give them to install, or will they only install a radio that they supply to you? Because that's sometimes the case. If that is the case, then be careful what they sell you. One of the links I sent you was under £20 because it was Black Friday, and it's in the Black Friday sale. So, I mean, under £20, next day delivery. I did see some on eBay, but they're delivered directly from China, and you know how long that's going to take, so forget that. So I did look at Amazon, and it was in stock, next day delivery, blah, 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 blah. They have Bluetooth, not just music, but also data. So in other words, your call contacts and stuff can go on there. So yeah, if that's the case, they can install labour only, then that's brilliant. Then you just supply them with that radio. It's 20 quid, bing bang bong. It's got USB input, it's got auxiliary input, and it's got Bluetooth streaming. So, and it's got DAB, digital radio. I think the DAB one is about 30 quid, I'm not sure. But I did send you two. I sent you one with the DAB if you want to listen digital radio, which is okay if you want high quality radio, but if you want Ken Bruce at normal level, then 20 quid will do. And then it might be the fact that Zello has encryption, so therefore it will be blocked, because WhatsApp has encryption, and that's why WhatsApp's blocked, because they don't want anything that they can't listen to, obviously, being where I am, right? It's part of the part of what you agree to for when you live here. But like I said, other governments are doing it, so this government is just a little bit more overtly doing it. The other governments are covertly doing it. But anyway, what was I saying? The single DIN radio is it's a media player. Let me just bring the doodah up. Actually, I'll just send the. I'll just send that one. So this is what I sent you, one of the ones I've sent you. Now obviously it's a bit plain Jane, you know, but it's obviously a Bluetooth car stereo media player. This is what you want. You want a digital media single DIN. You don't want any CD in it. So there's no CD in this. It's not very, obviously it's just that wide, and it has your speaker outputs, and then your it's for the amps if you need any, but you probably won't. And £19, man, free delivery. I mean, what else is there to argue about, you know? And then there was another one that I sent you, which was DAB, which was about 50 quid, I think, if I remember. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, 50 quid, 52, 53 pounds. DAB, it's got twin USB jacks, wants to charge an iPhone, wants
I
to...
have to say, that one looks absolutely perfect. I think that's what I need.
Well, that's what I think, because like I said, you don't play CDs anymore. This one comes with a remote control and a digital aerial. This is for DAB, and they do it so it just hangs behind.
I really like the $18.99 price point.
Yeah, well, I thought you would. That's why I included it. I mean, like I said, it comes in multicolours as well, so you can sync it to the dash. I think Land Rover use a green, don't they, or an orange? I don't know. But anyway, you've got multicolours for the backgrounds. You've got decent power, so it will do all your 4 speakers. I do believe that there is an amp in the back of your car on the left-hand side in the boot, which actually does all your Logic 7 stuff. So in theory, you just need to wire directly into that. And again, they'll provide a harness, a wiring harness. The best thing to do is to get a wiring harness for Land Rover, and it will connect directly to that, and it will be bish bash bosh. And again, all the Road Radio guys will know that.
Until now, I've been using old Christmas sweet wrappers over my eyes to change the colour of the faceplate.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what you've got to do. But I mean, I was looking at them. Like I said, this is a media player, so there's no CD. It's got FM, it's got USB, it's got aux in, it's got Bluetooth, and it's got hands-free calling with wireless remote control. So, I mean, next day delivery, £19. What's not to, in stock. Obviously, you can get it Friday, November the 20th. So it's in England, pretty much. So, job done. I mean, use this one as a template, because obviously it's an unbranded China special, but you're not going to get anything Pioneer, JVC, Alpine, anything like that for under $100 US. So if you're talking about $79.99, $59.99, $89.99, you might get one. But then, what's your budget? How much money do you want to throw into it? Because again, you're not going to get installation for free. And then I would say, if I was doing it, I would spend 20 quid on the head unit and 50 quid on the install, because the install's worth more than the head unit is, because you can bugger up a massively expensive head unit if you don't pay for a good install, or you can make a shitty head unit sound good if you've got a really good install. So I would put the money towards the install rather than the head unit. And again, no one's going to want to smash your windows to get it. And it does what you need. It's got a digital decoder for the radio, and everything else is going to be through your phone. And I think this one has a USB flipper thing. So you flip the little door and you plug the thing in if you need to charge your phone, which is good. And then you've got an aux in. But this is Bluetooth, so you shouldn't need to do any of this. It should sync straight away with Bluetooth. So, bing bang bong. Tells you what colour the things are, rear speaker, these are standard colours. Obviously Road Radio knows about that. This is your auto antenna, ACC. Some of them also come with steering wheel controls if you need to. But yeah, telephone answer hands-free. So if your phone rings, you can actually press the button on the radio to answer the phone. But yeah. Comes with this and this. Oh, you wouldn't bother with that. Anyway, that's what I found. Now, obviously, if you go down further and increase the budget slightly, you can get more functions. Like this one's 30 quid. I don't know what the difference is. We'll check. Again, it looks a bit it looks a bit Thailand Taxi, doesn't it? With the old flashing, do you remember the old boom boxes with the pulsating LEDs? It probably does that, it flashes to the music. So that would probably be a no-go. Some of them have SD card, mini SD card slots in them as well. I think this one has as well. Look, there you go. You can plug a, yeah, you've got an SD, hang on, you're off the screen. There we go. You've got an SD slot in this one. You can actually put an SD card straight in the radio. But I would actually use, just a cheapo one. I wouldn't even bother with, I mean, this one looks quite nice. MP3 player, 60 watts times 4, SD card. There's a little SD card there. Aux in. Does it have Bluetooth? With Bluetooth. So yeah. If you want bargain basement, 20 quid's going to get you there. And if it's just to go to work, to listen into a, you know, this is all you need, man, really. I would pretty much say all the circuitry inside. Yeah, man, 20 quid will do you. Honestly, it'll do you. You just need, what I would suggest is take a bit of time and go through. It's all on Amazon. I basically did a search for media players. Car stereo with Bluetooth, single DIN, and like a digital FM media player. If you do a search for that, single DIN, and you'll get umpteen of these show up, really. And they're all very roughly the same price. Some of them have remotes, some of them don't. Excuse me while I have a cough. Shit, that should have turned off then. Sorry about that. Oh, I know what I've done. I've renamed the source so it thinks. Yeah, I've renamed the source so it doesn't see it on the thing. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, but that's what I would go for. And again, Road Radio might be able to say, look, don't go for one of these. These are total shits, but we do have one in our stock that's $39.99. If they do say that, then go for their one. Spend an extra 20 quid, go for their one. Because if they're recommending it to you, then if it goes wrong or it sounds shit, you can go back to them and say, oi, take this lump of crap out. But this gives you an idea. 20 quid to 40 quid gets you what you need. Forget about CDs, just do media streaming. I don't think your sweet child, looking at the picture that you sent me. Why am I getting all these Zellos coming through, but they're not? Have I had them through?
Up until now, I've been using old Christmas sweet wrappers over my eyes to change the colour of the faceplate.
Yeah, I did get that message through. What I do like about Zello is you can actually replay people's messages if you didn't hear them. There's a little replay button. I've just found that the other day. It's actually as a kind of walkie-talkie kind of thing. It's got all what you need on it, so that's good. But yeah, this head unit is what you need. So go in there. Get a package deal. You want a couple of replacement drivers for the Green Beast, as well as tinted windows at the back. You want to get that priced up, and then as a separate thing, you want the Works van to have a radio wide in that you can sync to, and I think, yeah, exactly. And then basically you just put all your tunes on your phone. You load up your SD card on your phone, and then you know whatever vehicle you're in, tunes are at hand. And that's what I do with mine. I try and put it all in one place. So if I'm on the train, if I'm at home, in bed, I can put my headphones in and I know I've got access to podcasts, to movies, to music, everything. It's all there. And I don't need to stream anything because it's all on my phone, physical media, because I can't stream over here, not very easily. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. Oh, you replay? Yeah, but if you're replaying Zello messages, then you might as well listen to WhatsApp messages, isn't it? It's the same thing. But I do like the fact that if you miss what people have said, it actually saves the message for you in the memory, which I like. I think that's good. What else was I going to say? I showed you the pinhole camera, didn't I? Oh, I bought a pair of, I bought some small bags for the camera. Tim Timoney joins the chat. How are you, my brother? Nice of you to join. I don't have a streaming schedule at the moment. I did try to put a notification on YouTube to let people know that I was going to be online, but I don't know how to do it. So what we're going to try and do is a Sunday evening and then a school night one, maybe a Wednesday or a Monday, I don't know yet. But if we try and do 2 a week, same time, 6:30-ish on a Sunday, and then on a school night. I mean, I don't want to do Friday and Saturdays anymore because you've all got stuff to do. You don't want to listen to me chatting about crap on a Friday night, do you? You want to be getting some tinnies in and Netflix. Cheers, by the way. Oh, lovely. So yeah, basically we're talking about car stereos at the moment because my old matey needs some tunage in his work vehicle, and obviously he's not going to pay Steve Mead prices, so it's going to be cheapo El Cheapo. So what we're going to try and do, this stereo's got a 4-star review, 1,500 ratings. I wonder all shenanigans. all manner of shenanigans. That's a Joe Biden term, isn't it? Anyway. Oh, I heard that poor old Des O'Connor's passed away this week, and they reckon that by next Christmas, not this Christmas, next Christmas, it's going to be party time like it's 1999, because apparently we're all going to be vaccinated, apparently. So yeah, look forward to that. So all we need to do is keep our Alba. God, that's a blast from the past. Alba stereos. Jesus, do you remember they used to sell them in the windows of Dixon's? Alba. I don't think that brand's even out anymore. Let's try and search for an Alba. I haven't heard that brand for years. Alba. Because weren't they cheap Japanese brand? They were cheap Japanese brand, but obviously now you don't get cheap Japanese stuff anymore, because even the Japanese don't make anything anymore. Not many people do. But yeah, these are all from the land of the Orient. These ones, £32, $18.99. There you go. Look, it's 21% off. That's why I sent it to you. It's 21% off. It's got 51 5-star ratings. I think that's the one you've got to go for, isn't it? Honestly, because you're not going to get a Pioneer for under 100 quid. I don't think so. But, I mean, look, yeah, you can definitely get what you need to get for... Jesus, the price of that cable. You definitely can get what you need to get for what you want to pay. There's one here for $17.99. Boom shakalaka. Yeah. Anyway, you know what to do. Next day delivery, smack a Prime on that, Amazon Prime. Bing bang bong. DAB is going to cost you about 50 quid for DAB, but if you've got decent reception where you are, I would just go for an MP3 player, man. 20 quid job. Yeah, this one another 5. I think all these 5-star ratings are fake actually, myself. But this one's got 3,000 5-star rating. You know, 3,000 ratings. Grundig. You know, my uncle had a Grundig telly. They were really good, and I don't know if you've heard of Nakamichi, but I used to have a Nakamichi tape deck back in the day, and they were like the Rolls Royce of tape machines, were a Nakamichi. But they do car stereos now, Nakamichi, but they're like 500 quid. Alba, yeah. Blast from the past, they were. Yeah, my uncle had a Grundig. Right, so what's everyone been doing then? Jesus, I'm gonna have another sip of tea. Oh yeah, so I did pull the trigger. I did pull the trigger on that PTT button. It's going to be delivered. Well, they're posting it tomorrow. What I pulled the trigger on. So I pulled the trigger on that puppy. So that was in the sale, $199.
Extraordinarily harrowing drive in a monsoon down to Crowborough.
Is that today, or you've just come back from there? Oh yeah, because you went there to drop the dude off, didn't you? I'm just seeing what other goodies. I like the. Oh, I tell you what I did buy, because I needed it. I needed these. Is a couple of dead kittens for the lav mics for outdoors. 60p. Have you got me coming out the television? Because when I'm listening to you, I can hear myself in the background. Oh dear. Sashio? What's a Sashio? You mean a Casio? Or it was like a fake Casio called a Sashio? Oh, I'll tell you what I did buy. Talking of AA batteries, I did buy a, I buy them.
So I've got your tablet, TV, and yeah,
Oh.
Seisho, I think it was a Dixon's brand.
Yeah, that was. I think that was like. Yeah, I bought my batteries like that in wholesale mode. So I've got like a chunk of AAs and a chunk of treble A's. So they come in. I don't do the blister packs. I like to get the what's it pack. They just come packed like this, like that. There you go. Those old classics. Can't go wrong with a bit of Duracell. I got them in the mics because the mic didn't last very long last time. Excuse me. But yeah, where's that lid? Yeah, Dixon's did some really terrible stuff. There was that hi-fi shop. Every town had a. Do you remember Sevenoaks Hi-Fi? I told you about Sevenoaks Hi-Fi, didn't I? That huge hi-fi shop. They ended up becoming a bit of a brand. But they used to sell. They not only sold hi-fi equipment, but they used to sell like synthesizers and turntables and stuff. I bought my first turntable from there, and what's his name from Steve Hartnell from the Orbital. He bought his first synthesizer from Sevenoaks Hi-Fi. So there you go. Live stream phone-ins. No, what the thing is, it's not actually a live stream phone-in. It's more of a live stream trolling. But yeah, no, this It's yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll let you into a secret on Christmas, right? I'll tell you how it's done. So. Yeah, like I said, I did used to work in Duracell, and I asked them, I said, why do your batteries last longer and other people's don't? And they said, oh, it's just because the amount of chemicals we use. And I thought to myself, well, why don't the other batteries just do exactly the same thing as what you're doing? Because in theory, I don't know if batteries have the same kind of copyright protection that medicines have, because obviously you can get paracetamol and then you can get Tesco's paracetamol or Boots paracetamol, and it's still paracetamol, right? But the price is different. So in theory, a AA is a AA, but you've just got different brands, different prices. But Duracell always claim that they're the best, they're the longest, they're the dee. So is that just nonsense or is that real? I don't know, I haven't tested that. I'll have to look at one of Tom Scott's videos and find out. But girls' school from Sevenoaks, eh? Say no more. 1992, yeah, those were the days. I think, where was I in 1992? I was doing NAM, I think, 92. But yeah, definitely, those were the days. Yeah. The problem is, since 1992, all the ice has melted, so you're a bit stuffed. And all the girls are now living in Sprinter vans, doing van life. Anyway, so yeah, I did look for, because what I wanted to do, yeah, it was the Shelley Arms around that time, yeah, 92, around that time. Yeah, the first track came out in 92. I remember that. Oh, there's some real stories, I tell you. Do you remember when I used to work for Kirby, selling those upright vacuum cleaners? Kirby vacuum cleaners. Jesus Christ, that was a job. So anyway, I used to work for them, and it was between the time where I'd stopped working, doing the band. I'd split up from the guy in the band, and I wasn't getting any DJ gigs, and it was in between time, and then I had to sort of get some money. So I got this job doing door-to-door salesman. And so I did. I was doing this, selling the Kirbys, and in the training, and it was the office was right down on the railway crossing, where that pub used to be, on the railway crossing. On the second floor, there was a couple of old shops. One we used to sell Hoovers and stuff. No, not the town Kirby, it's a brand. I'll show you. Me will show you. Kirby Vacuum. Right, let's get some images of these old monsters. It's the classic, here we go. It's the classic vacuum cleaner from, can I zoom in on that? How's that work then? Is it supposed to zoom in on the picture? Anyhow, so yeah, it's, that's what they used to look like. And it was before Dyson and all that lot, and it was from America, and they were only sold door to door. And this was steel, stainless steel. It's only 50 quid. They were like £500–600, these cleaners were. And we used to sell them to anybody that wanted them. And we used to put them on layaway. So yeah, there's the one. Anyway, that's what they used to look like. They didn't have, they weren't sold in any shops. They were only sold through door-to-door sales, right? it is pretty much like that, right? So that, you know, they are very expensive, made in America. They're probably all out of date now, but they don't, so it's fine. They don't sell them in a shop. It's one of these, if you make an inquiry, somebody will call you up and send a salesman round to your house to demonstrate this blimmin' Kirby, right? And guess what? I was one of the salesmen. Now, the biggest problem is when I went for the induction and the training, where you get, it's like, have you seen the movie 12 Angry Men? It's like that. So the salesmen were like that, 12 Angry Men, always be closing. Yeah, exactly, pretty much. The Cybermen, yeah. Well, it was they always used to say, oh, it's a Scott Fetzer company. Do you know the Fetzer brothers and the billionaires from way out in Texas? It's their company. Yeah, they're still going strong, but not in any way, shape or form compared to Dyson or anywhere else like that. But they are like supposed to be the bespoke cleaners, lifetime guarantee, all that kind of crap. They were good. They did clean the floor, that's for sure. But we had ways of showing you how much dirt was in your carpet and mattress. But if you'd used any Hoover doing that, it would be the same thing. But basically, so I was in the induction, and one of the blokes, and then the salesman walked in, and he said, I think we've got somebody famous in our midst. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. And it turns out that one of the kids was also being trained. He was one of the guys that used to come to my shows. And when we sold our first record, I had a photo on the back of it. So of course, everybody recognised me from the picture of the record. So that was really embarrassing. So if one week I'm on the back of a record, the next week I'm selling vacuum cleaners door to door. So it's like the story of Anvil. It's crazy. Anyway, them's the breaks. I never sold any vacuum cleaners, by the way, just in case you're interested. But yeah, so never sold any. I don't think anybody did. But yeah, back in the day, we used to go door to door and say to people that you've won the lottery and can we have your telephone number and whatever so we can arrange your prize. It's all that kind of crap. Now they just call it cold calling with the telephone. Or now they just send you an email. But back in the day, we physically went to people's houses and knocked on their door. And then they'd follow up with an appointment. And then the salesman, as soon as you got an appointment, the salesman would go in there and literally spend all night in your house until you paid him to get out. But I know it's terrible, isn't it? It is nice when you're up there, but when I tell you that what they say about being nice to the people on the way up, because you're going to meet them again on the way down, that's for damn sure. So yeah, it is humbling. It's a humbling experience. But yeah, it was nice. I just think that me selling vacuum cleaners, I think it was a bit of a cop, because I was getting a lot of pressure to make some money, and I thought that should be easy. Let's just get out of the house. If I'm out of the house, then no one's going to moan at me for being in the house and not making any money. So I'm out of the house, but I'm actually still not making any money. But anyway, that's funny. Did I tell you another story? When I went to sign on years and years and years and years ago, and the woman asked me, have you done any work in the last 2 weeks, paid or unpaid? And I went, no. And she went, okay. And she signed the thing. And then she said, oh, by the way, I was at your show the other week. And I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, that was also fun. Back in the day. Yeah, I think that to be honest, well, I'll show you, look. Let's have a trip down Tosspot Lane, shall we? Hang on. Let's see if there's anything on here that I can show you. So I'm just doing some, trying to find the video of the crowd. So this, oh yeah, this will be fun. Jesus Christ, this will probably sound horrible, but anyway, not sure if this will work. Let me just pause that. This was shot on VHS back in the days when cameras were crap. But this was Glasgow. This was the Barrowlands in Glasgow. This was. And yeah, there's about, what, 2,000 people there? I did for a week. I was on the dole for a week. And she didn't stop it because she was a fan. She liked the show. But when she, because it wasn't, in all fairness, it wasn't a paid gig. It was, you know, a show, but you've got to declare it because it's paid or unpaid, right? And that was back in the, I mean, it must have been 90, it was before 92. It was about 89, 90, 91. I was on the dole for about 3 weeks because I just needed to get something. But yeah, this show was 1992. No, this was 94, I think, this one, because this was NICAD. So yeah, it's 94. And then let me try and find you another one. This was a little bit more recent. So this one was in volume in Korea. This was in Korea. This was about 10 years ago. But this was that many people. Let me see if I can give you some idea. Again, it was at the time when video cameras weren't very good. So there was none of this low light ISO stuff back in them days. You know, it was all when the lights were kind of crappy. But yeah, it's me giving that. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background, but yeah, that's me doing my thing in Korea. That was quite a good show, actually. I did enjoy that. But you can see I'm using a laptop, so it wasn't that old. This was a 2011 laptop, so this was about 2012, I think. Yeah, so that was my ex was filming from the balcony. So. Function One sound system, look. So they know their shit. But yeah, oh, this is 2010. There you go. There's a date there. So it's 2010. So there's that, and then I did. I did this one. I don't know if this is the singer that I work with. I'm DJing down the bottom, and she's on the balcony singing, and this was a warm-up set. That's how many people were there. There's me there in the white shirt. This was 2008, and this is when we brought Sasha to Shanghai. So this was a Sasha gig, and I was the warm-up. So we were warming up, and part of the act was I had a live singer. So we did a few Avicii covers before he was Avicii, when he was just God, I can't do it all again. I'm too old. I wouldn't do it on the same level. Here's a big one that I did. It's probably the biggest one I've done in China. This was, again, quite a long time. This is about 2008. Look at that handsome dude. But this was an outside show in the middle of China. You can see it's not even widescreen, it's 4:3. So you can see how old it was. But this was, what they did is they copied a Tiesto event. And one of the Tiesto stages had a circle of LEDs around the DJ booth, like you can see there. And they copied it. So that was the stage that we did for this thing, and it's the Golden Eagle TV Awards. This one, I've played all sorts. I've played mostly underground. This is 2004, this one. So this was a while ago. So this was 2004. So I just moved to Shanghai. So this is the kind of event I was playing. This was live on telly. So there's me doing my thing. So this was this many people back in the day. Terrible quality, obviously, because the cameras were crap. But this is me. This is the boom arm. There's actually there was an assistant director. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the thing is, I'd like to do it again, but in a different way. I'd like to do it again, but in my own way. A lot of this was, I was just there doing my thing, but there's other people doing their thing at the same time. So I didn't really have much control over all that. So as far as a live event goes, it's not like seeing Armin van Buuren in Ultra or seeing David Guetta on the stage in Miami, because that's his production, that's his people, that's his crew. So everything's whatever. Now, I'll show you this. This is quite funny, right? So let's just show you this. So this guy here, right? He's the assistant director or the stage manager for my part, right? Because I've got a stage in the middle of this big stage and I can't really get on and off it. So this guy's sitting here and he's following the cue lists, and he's got a headset and he can talk to the, yeah, I am wearing a Frank Spencer Kangol. We're very well spotted. Oh, bitty. But anyway, next to him, just here, is my rider, is my cooler box, right? Now in there, I've got, back when I used to drink, I've got 2 bottles of vodka, 2 bottles of champagne, a jug of Red Bull and a jug of orange juice, right? As my rider stipulates. And some bottles of water, etc., etc. Now, before we started, I said to this guy, I said, help yourself, you know, because you're here with me. We might as well just whatever. And he's never in the shot, but he's sitting there behind me. Now, when it went to my part, there was a part in the broadcast, I think near here, where there was a live satellite link up with the whole of the country, right? It was only for about 5 minutes because they were going to do a live preview. So I had to do a certain part where the camera would zoom in to me and then it would go red and then he would say action, right? And then I would just do my thing rather than just look at what I'm, you know, I would perform a little bit. And so anyway, it comes to my part. I don't know if it's in this clip, but it comes to my part and he's just rocking away and I'm doing my thing. And what I didn't realise is he'd been sipping on my vodka and Red Bull all night. And this show went on for about 2.5 hours. And there was DJ bits and there was live show bits and there was dancer bits and other bits. And there was actually movie stars there. And there was a few people from the government there as well, right at the end. It was it was like an Oscars ceremony. So yeah, and so me trying to get to the point of my story. Sorry. So the point of the story was he'd been slowly drinking my rider. So he'd been drinking my vodka and my orange juice and everything, and he was getting slowly wankered basically. And his director was a woman, and he didn't get on with her very well because she always bossed him around because she was in charge, right? He's just a stage mate. So she's shouting at him down the headphones and do this, do that, do this. So when he was working with me, he was like, right, nobody knows where I am because I'm just sitting here and I'm slowly getting drunk. So anyway, it comes to my part and he said to me, he said, I'll give you a cue, right? And don't forget, he's talking in pidgin English because they don't speak English very well. So he's like, I give you a clue, I give you a clue. And I'm like, okay, let me know when it's my live thing, right? So I can see in the corner of my eye that the boom arm is coming across. So I know, okay, it's my time to do the performance bit, right? Yeah, there's another one. This is in central, another one is central China. Am I up there? This was a Smirnoff event. So this is a client sponsored event. So there's lots of Smirnoff-y crap going on, as you can see. This was all produced by our company when I was doing some stuff there. But I'm DJing at the moment. There you are, another white shirt shot. So yeah, there's me there. So anyway, the camera comes across, right? The camera comes across, and then I know that it's my time, so I'm getting ready, right? And I'm just about to give it all that and like give it the Jesus pose, like hands up and all that nonsense. And as soon as the camera came across, the red light came on, and he went, go, go, right? He shouted, and I already knew, and I'm like, yeah, I know that. You know, you don't need to shout. Be cool, man, be cool. And he slapped me on the arse really hard because he was a bit drunk, right? And he went bang on the back of my arse. And as the camera came over, I just went, so my live stream across China was me doing the face. So that was, and I'm like, cheers, buddy. So yeah, that was funny. So that's what I've been doing for the past 20 odd years. And then after that, I went into designing events. So one of the events we made was, one of the biggest ones we did was this one in this one we did a couple of years ago, and our company did all the production for it. Yeah, it was an absolute arse slap, and it was a proper slap, but it came out of nowhere, and it was a real surprise. So this is the stage that we designed and built, and then there's me there being the Jesus pose, actually on the stage that I built. And this is my lighting designer. He's also works for Zomboy, does the lighting design for Zomboy. This is Sonny Wharton. He came over as well. He's from Shrewsbury. So this was supposed to be a reactor. This thing, you can see, this was supposed to be transformers and then like power cables going across. So this was like the reactor, and this stage was supposed to represent the alchemist's laboratory. So you can see there's like pipes and stuff like that. That's the point of it's supposed to be like a building laboratory come whatever, and there's staircases and stages up there and whatever. We designed and built that stage for an event here, and obviously my lighting designer came over, and this was about what, 20,000 people we did. We had Nervo, we had Don Diablo, we had Kashmir, we had Deadmau5 scheduled, but he cancelled because that was the weekend he had a big mental breakdown and he had a fallout with Marshmello's partner. So it was a huge burnout on Twitter. So he cancelled South Korea. He cancelled Korea, and he cancelled our gig. So he was supposed to do Friday night with us, Saturday night in Korea, which really pissed us off. But anyway, he charges $500,000 US per show, by the way. So anyhow, yeah, but you can see in China, they make their own marshmallow hats because they got, it's like LED City. So anyway, this is Don Diablo, by the way. It was the year that Avicii died. So that, you know, there was a lot of Avicii tributes that year because it was 2018. So yeah, it was, I think he died in January or February. But yeah, that year there was lots of Avicii tributes. So yeah, that's the company that I own, is Dawnstage. So that is the state of things as they have been in the past. But obviously, we look forward to the future and try and, let's put the background music back on, and we try to learn from the past and create a new future. So that's what I'm trying to do now. So that brings us to Christmas. Now, what we're trying to plan is a little Christmas live stream. Now, what I'm going to do, we were talking about a turkey cam, weren't we? Right. So I've kind of figured out how we're going to do it. So basically, what we've got here. So let's just see. This will be. Now, there's a little behind the scenes there. How about that? That's what I have to look at. See, you're coming through there. See, and then I have to look at all this nonsense. And there's the sun of whatever. So this will be the live turkey cam. So at Christmas we will have live. There's my little microphone compressor there. 1 2 1 2. So yeah, it's all spunky. It's all going to be good. So basically, what we're going to do. Oh yes. Well, the thing is, the trick is to make sure she doesn't wake up. Anyway, turkey cam. So we're going to have a turkey cam, and the trick is the plan is live stream 12 p.m. GMT. So it's 2 hours before the Queen's speech. We're going to be live streaming our Christmas dinner basically. So what we'll do is we'll do a live lights on session, Christmas lights on session. Once I've tested it all working, that's going to be done remotely by one of you lucky people. And then yeah, we have a Christmas playlist all sorted of movies and television, including classics like, what was it? It's a Beautiful Life, is it? That one. I've actually got that one now. It's finished downloading. So I shall give you a quick. I've got to make sure there's no porn coming up. I'll give you a quick tinkle of the Christmas playlist. So we've got all that lot to play from the day. So, I've got 2 lots of Gremlins. Right. So, yeah, basically, we've got Gremlins. We've got Santa Claus. We've got Little Women. Trading Places. That's a classic. Only Fools and Horses, Christmas special. It's a Wonderful Life. Scrooged, Indiana Jones, why not? Bit of Love Actually, as you have to do. Home Alone in 4K this year. And The Italian Job, 1080p. So yeah, that's the plan for Christmas. So you're all invited. And yeah, don't know how the network's going to hold up. Don't know how long it's going to be. But we're going to kick it off at midday, GMT, your time, and we shall see where we go from there. Yes, it's going to be innuendo bingo all night long. Ooh, missus. Baste that turkey. So yeah. Jesus Christ. Serious basting with some fishy fingers and some tartar sauce. Yeah, so that's the plan for Christmas. So this week, once the camera bags arrive, And when I say camera bags, I don't mean full-on bags, I mean little pocket bags, because what I wanted to do is put little pockets and put the equipment in little pockets, then I can put the little pockets in bigger pockets, because that's how I roll. Well, I've never watched it either. Yeah, I've never watched Wonderful Life. It's a 2.5 hour movie, so it's pretty Schindler's List as far as movie lengths go. Baubles, yeah, I've got baubles. But apparently I have it on good authority that it's a good film if I stick with it. So I don't know where I will be in the evening, because don't forget I will be around 7-8 o'clock by the time it comes to midday. So we'll be definitely ready to eat by then. I'm going to start cooking at about 9, so the turkey's going to be ready and chilled for about 7. So we're going to be cracking into it live, on air, on the interwebs, and we'll give it a go. We'll see how it goes. So basically all this is a warm up to Christmas, because I've got nothing planned until next year. So I might as well kick off with a Christmas planning. So that's what I'm doing, planning for Christmas. So we shall see if it all goes to plan or not. I hope it will, but we'll see. So yeah, so hopefully by this time next week we might have some pictures of some rather lovely Land Rovers for me to enjoy. So the snowman, yeah, well, yeah, Chevy Chase. You've got we have got the Griswolds, the family Christmas. That one, that's in the list. And another one I did like, which was not so Christmassy. Well, it is a kind of Christmassy one. Fools Like Us. Have you seen that one? Fools Like Us. What a great movie that was. I'll have to search for that one. I think it's in my my Plex already. But it's the one where Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase become CIA operatives. I don't know if you've seen it. And they get whisked to Russia. And then when they go through the training, the NASA training it's like Chevy Chase. He's taking a CIA test, and he's like a little bit like Mr. Bean. He's doing all he was the first one to do the unrolling the answers from a bit of paper in his mouth, and he was trying to cheat on the test back in the day, before Mr. Bean was doing his thing. Anyway, I need to see if I've got Fools Like Us, because it's not showing up. But I have to go to my sites. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Oh no, hang on. They did that. I think the European Vacation was the second one, wasn't it? Because the first one they did was. I've just watched the film Greenland with Gerard Butler. It's very similar to what's that movie I'm trying to think of? Fallen Angel, the one where the White House falls down, or whatever it's called. It's very similar to that. So yeah. The Irishman has just come out on Blu-ray. Can you believe that? I've had it for ages. Oh, because it was on Netflix, wasn't it? That's why. Yeah, I'm trying to find this Fools Like Us. Oh, it's not Fools, it's Spies Like Us. What a dickhead. Spies Like Us. S-P-I-E-S, yeah. What an idiot. There we go, yeah. I've got it. This one. I will go to the famous clip of... Oh my God. You've got to watch this one. This is the most hilarious. But it doesn't age very well, I tell you. I might get flagged, but it's very funny. Oh dear. But this is Spies Like Us, a classic Dan Aykroyd Chevy Chase movie. Very funny. Anyway, that's one for Christmas, I think. I'll put that in the yeah, this one is a must watch. This one. But yeah, that one, and the one I've just watched today was Greenland, and that was Gerard Butler. Very similar storyline to his Angel Has Fallen, where the White House gets bombed and all that, and he's the security guard in charge of Secret Service protecting the president, blah 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 blah. But anyway, he's got his own production company now, Gerard Butler, and he's made this movie. Looks like copy and paste from the same kind of vibe. It's a classic asteroid hits the Earth, comes to the Earth, end of life event, blah 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 blah. It's a bit like that one with no, the Spies Like Us is good, but it's filmed on. The film doesn't age well, but the storyline and the jokes are very funny. It's like, if you like Ghostbusters and if you like war games, then you'll like Spies Like Us. It's funny. S-P-I-E-S. Not apostrophe S. Spies Like Us. It's a play on words. But yeah, search for that. That's a funny film. If it is on... it is out there on the interwebs if you need to get it, or you can stream it if you have a what's it? What do they call it? Spies Like Us. Yeah, it's out there on the old interwebs. There you go. Make a note of that website address and just type it in yourself and. Bing bang bong. That's probably blocked in the UK, but anyway. VPN. Yeah, but it's on the interwebs, or you just stream it if you have a streaming service. I don't have it, so I just get mine myself. So yeah, that's a worth a watch. I'll tell you a story about Gerard Butler, shall I? He came to Shanghai about 5 years ago, because he was the ambassador for Hugo Boss. So Gerard Butler is the ambassador for Hugo Boss, so he's always in Hugo Boss suits. So Hugo Boss did a fashion show here. And yeah, Hugo Boss did used to make Nazi uniforms, by the way, back in the day. But yeah, so Hugo Boss, they had a fashion show here. Yeah, there's a few ladies in the white jumpsuits that you'll remember. I was looking at some early Roger Moore James Bond movies, Octopussy and View to a Kill, the other day. They don't age well. Well, they do, but they're not very PC, if you see what I mean. But I'll tell you what has just started, which I've just watched, The Crown. Oh my God. Princess Di, Margaret Thatcher in The Crown. If you're a royalist, definitely worth a watch. If you're not, maybe not, but yeah. But The Crown started on Sunday, Netflix. Last season, season 4. Anyway, I'm just downloading all of it. What was I going to say? I keep forgetting my words. Yeah, Hugo Boss, Gerard Butler. So anyway, he came to Shanghai, and one of my colleagues and friends was the visual designer for the whole event, and the catwalk and the after party area. He did the visual design for it, the stage design. German guy. So anyway, after the event, they all went out on the Raz, right? So they went to a few clubs with the boss and the account executives and all that. So of course, this German guy is always up for the party. He doesn't drink or smoke or do anything like that, but he's one of these guys that, yeah, let's go out, oh, after party. So they went to this bar, and of course it's like, oh, I've got Gerard Butler with me, one of these kind of guys, and I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. I wasn't there, by the way. So anyway, they took him to this club, and they're all sitting down, and then all of a sudden these like 20 bottles of champagne come over, and they all start drinking, and it's all good, and then all of a sudden the people that were with Gerard and my German friend started to leave. So all the account executives, all the, this was about 2 o'clock in the morning, so they all started to leave. And at the end of it, the waiter came up to my mate and said, here's the bill. And it was like, what did he pay? €2,500 he had to pay, because he didn't realise how it all works. And he ordered all this drink thinking that it was going to be on the tab, or because Gerard Butler was there or whatever. And he thought Hugo Boss's team were going to pick up the bill, and they all started to leave just before, So anyway, he was left with a €2,500 bill for X amount of bottles of champagne in a Chinese nightclub. Nut job. Anyway, that's my Gerard Butler story. So yeah, next time you see him on the news with a suit on, chances are it's a Hugo Boss suit, because he's their ambassador. He gets paid for doing that. Not so much now, I don't know, but he was then. This is about 5 years ago. Anyway, what a joy. Right, I think I'm going to call it a day. What have we got? 1 hour 20. It's not a bad little sesh. Not a bad little sesh. I hope everyone's still alive, still doing well. We have viewers dropping in and dropping out. What have we had today? Maximum amount of viewers we had was 5 people on the stream today. So, yeah. So, you two legends in the chat are the original clan. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've got lots of stories. The thing is, if you live in a city where everyone comes to visit, then you don't need to go and see anything, because everybody comes to you. So, as you may or may not know, I live in Shanghai. So, yeah, it's kind of very metropolitan. I'm not really in the metropolitan business anymore. So I'm out in the sticks, kind of semi-retired, doing my thing, and looking forward to a trip to Blighty next year, hunkering down, trying to make sure this COVID nonsense doesn't affect me in any way. So far, so good. Hand sanitizer in hand and all that. There we go. Squeegee, squeegee. But yeah, hopefully, nice little trip to Blighty next year, and then we'll do some live streams from there, that's for shizzle. And we might even be doing a little tour when we get back, so that'll be fun. Timmy Tim's on the tour. There we go. All the Tims in the house. My riders, yeah. I'm going to have, I'm going to be doing a little tour in the UK. We'll see what we can come up with, but it's not going to be a music tour. It's probably going to be a bushcrafty cookout tour. It's going to be very off the cuff, because I have lots of hobbies that I enjoy. So there's going to be lots of various scrummagey stuff going on, and maybe a little bit of turkey basting, who knows. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that's going to be next year, spring, and then hopefully, if everyone can get their finger out, we'll get this vaccine sorted out, and we can get back to a bit normal life and get some parties happening again. Because at the moment, you can't really do a party if no one's allowed to come to it. All you can do is live stream your Christmas dinner. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll see how we go. But yeah, I eat loads of English food, man. Jesus, I don't have a problem with that. I do a lot of cooking, so I can do bacon and eggs and stuff. I do have lots of options for English food, but again, it's expensive. I'd rather get local stuff. But like, I get meat and potatoes and veg, and I just cook my own.
Yeah, hey, fell asleep. What time are you going to start streaming?
Fell asleep. Look at that, legend. Anyway, what do you mean start streaming? Do you mean streaming now, or streaming like? Is this a message from ages ago? Is this a message from ages ago, or is this a recent message? Anyway, so yeah, it's going to be midday on Christmas for the stream, but for normal days, I'm trying to do a 6:30 stream on a Sunday night and a Wednesday, probably a Wednesday or Thursday, school night sesh. Well, the bacon is just imported from England, so it's pretty much the same. The milk is from the cow, so it's the same. I finished off a box of Rice Krispies the other day. So what I do tend to do is there's lots of internet. There's Carrefour. We have Carrefour here, so yeah, that he did fall asleep. Just can't get the staff really, can you? Jesus. So yeah, there is boxes of stuff you can get. All I can say is, hang on a minute. All I can say is it's not it's not really anything like what the media portray it to be. It's very metropolitan, probably as much as New York is, and anywhere else. Dubai, we can buy anything, and there's always somebody with more money than you have. So no matter how rich, I've had people coming over here saying, right, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, or I've got money in my pocket, and the first thing I said was, right, if you want to go here, it's going to cost this. If you want to go there, it's going to cost that. And they were like, should we just stay in? So yeah, it's if you've got like I said, I'm into value. So for example, I'll go out and I will get some sushi and some Korean barbecue because I love it, but I wouldn't eat it every day because it's expensive. But when I say expensive, I'm talking about £40 a head. Now, if you go out for a meal in England, £40 a head is not expensive, but you know, if you can cook yourself, then I would rather spend £40 on ingredients. And I had a nice leg of lamb the other week, and I did a roasty. So that leg of lamb cost me £30, I think, and it was from Xinjiang region, the Muslim region of China. So they know how to do their legs of lamb. But it was no different than a leg of lamb from New Zealand or somewhere like that. And it was frozen. Yeah. I don't like haggis, so I've never had haggis. I don't like black pudding either, so I've never had that. Bacon is doable here, but it's not as good, so I don't tend to buy it, because if it's not as good as the UK, sausages I do miss. Sausages are different here, but they're still nice. So I have things that I love. kebabs when I go home because I can't get a decent kebab, things like that. But like sausage egg McMuffin from McDonald's is the same as it is anywhere else in the world. Starbucks coming out your arse. I don't drink Starbucks because it's a waste of money. Just make my own. And yeah, but I do like a Starbucks cheesecake, New York cheesecake. That is very nice. Dawn or noon? High. Yeah, I know. I think I know which one you want. I think that was the. Who was in that? Was it? God. Shanghai Noon. No, that was something. I can't remember the name. I do know what movie you were. It was. I'm just trying to think the best movie you could watch that would kind of represent. I don't think there is any. I don't think there is any that would kind of. I mean, I tell you what. Tom Cruise came to Shanghai to do Mission Impossible, and I think it was Mission Impossible 3. He'd filmed in a lot of it. He filmed here because of the technology and the architecture, all the skyscrapers. So he filmed a lot of it in here. And while he did that, he made some deals here. So if you look at the later Tom Cruise movies, they've all got 10-cent investment in them because he uses a lot of China money to make his Mission Impossible films because he's quite popular over here. So that's also a reason for coming because they've got money, and there's a lot of Disney money, or a lot of China money going to Disney because obviously they've got the parks, they've got Disneyland here in Shanghai. I think they're opening one in Chengdu as well. But yeah, that was big money maker for them. They got a couple of China-centric movies that Disney have made recently that have caused a few controversial things. But anyway, I don't tend to get involved with that side of things because I think living here is not the be-all and end-all of my life. It's where I live. It's not what I am or what I do. It's just where I live. So yeah, people find it fascinating. I just find it mundane, really. Well, like I said, I can go. There's a lot of international restaurants here. There's a lot of tapas here. There's a lot of Michelin star French chefs here. But I'm not spending £400 per head on a meal. I can't do it because it's my money. If somebody was treating me, then fine, bring it on. But I just think that it's a lot of money to waste on to have on a meal when you're not making £200,000 a year, kind of thing. If you're doing 200 grand a year, then spending 400 quid on a lunch or a whatever, no problem. But at the moment, I'd rather buy a sandwich and then spend that money playing with toys and buying things and just having fun. So that's what I do, really. And I'm not short of a few calories, that's for sure. So I don't worry on that front. Oh, he does all his own stunts, yeah. But his production company Skydance has produced a lot of movies with Chinese money, a lot. And you'll see he did the Will Smith one, the one where he plays an assassin and he ends up fighting a younger version of himself because somebody's cloned him and made a clone of him because he's that good that they wanted to make an assassin, and it's basically a younger him. So the younger Will Smith is all done by, I think it's called I Am something. I can't remember. Anyway. Local food, well, it's nothing like you get in the UK, that's for sure. Nothing like you get in the UK. But what I would probably love to eat any time is hot pot, which is like fondue, where you put raw stuff in and it comes out cooked. That's beautiful. And then barbecue, Korean or otherwise, is awesome. Sushi is great if you like seafood. And there's other dishes that are my favourite, but the way they cook it is they have lots of dishes put together. So if I go to a Chinese restaurant, I have a set thing that I like to eat because I know that's what I like. You know, like dong pao roll or something else, which will be like pork bellies with barbecue sauce and barbecue meat, steak on a platter with onions and all that kind of stuff. So it's just different, but it's good different. It's not bad different. But I don't eat Chinese food every day. I don't eat rice every day. Yeah, your stunts is mainly crashing out on the couch. But yeah, what's that? Was it not I Am Legend? Isn't it not I? Who did that one? Anyway, the company that was behind the Will Smith movie was Skydance, and that's basically Tom Cruise's production company, and the director was a Chinese bloke. So it was a movie with Hollywood stars, directed by a Chinese person with Chinese money. So it's similar to fondue. You have a soup in the middle. Let me try and get some images up of it. No, I don't want that there. I want that here. Right, let's say... Did you see that? There. So this is what it looks like. So this is hot pot. Basically, you've got spicy side, non-spicy side. So this is somebody that's selling a hot pot dish, but that's what hot pot looks like. So you choose your soup. I wouldn't go that spicy if I were you, because you'll be seeing it in the next day. And then you'll have sliced beef. You'll have sliced lamb. You'll have all sorts, and you'll just put it in, wait for it to cook, and then put it out again, and then dip it in your sauce, and then put it in your mouth. So yeah, sliced lamb, sliced beef. You'll have these are my favourite. I don't know if I can find them, but yeah, this is what hot pot looks like with all these little dishes. So there's one there. So let's say you've got, I don't know if this is going to show up properly. That's a YouTube channel. There you go. So this is hot pot, right? So you've got your spicy stuff around the outside and your normal stuff in the normal side. So I don't know what they're trying to do here. You've got your lamb, your raw what's it, and it all goes together like that. And it's all very lovely. Hot pot. I mean, we call it hot. It's not called hot pot in Chinese, is it? But that's what it looks like. When someone takes you out for hot pot, that's what the table will look like. So you've got spam here, hotui, spam. You've got, what's this one? This looks like lamb, sliced lamb, thin slices of lamb. You've got prawns, you've got fish balls. These are your potatoes, cauliflower, cabbage, sweet corn. What's not to love? Mushrooms. And again, you've got spicy around the outside and not spicy around the inside. And the trick is to pick up a bit of meat, put it in, and don't lose it, because everyone eats from the same bowl. So you don't want to, you don't want to lose it, but this is what hot pot is. But there's so many videos on YouTube. Just type in hot. This is Sichuan hot pot. This is spicy as hell. I wouldn't eat that because that's too much. These are all peppercorns, by the way. But this is what hot pot looks like in China. I know about 6 people that have dropped iPhones into hot pot because they were buggering about and they were chatting to people across, because as you can see how it's laid out, the hot pot's in the middle, and they reached over to show somebody a message on their phone and somebody boshed their elbow and the phone fell in the hot pot. You can do a search, iPhone in hot pot. There's lots of them. Anyway, that is one of my favourite dishes there. It's very famous in Sichuan, which is which is central China, which is where the pandas are. Anyway, but yeah, that is what sing a Brazilian song. What? Oh, I don't know. Sing a Brazilian song. That's funny. I don't even know a Brazilian song. So basically, yeah, that's, you know, like I say, I don't, to be honest, I've lived here so long that it's not interesting anymore, you know. I don't find the curiosity. There's so many videos on YouTube about people living here and having an opinion and then saying things like the real China, and I'm like, really? But whatever. That's not, like I said, I'm not here to tell you what it's like, what I think about the situation, what I think about the government. That's not, I don't care, because at the end of the day, it's an opinion. And I just have my life here and I know how to live it. And they're happy with me because they've just given me another 10-year residency card, another green card. So it's my second one. So at the end of the day, if I was that bad, they'd throw me out, wouldn't they? So still here, still doing my thing. I'm not necessarily working, I'm just retired, but yeah, I mean, I'd answer any specific questions or specific curiosities to the best of my ability, but my interest in creating a channel about my life here is not of interest to me, because I don't think where I am is important. I think that it's what I'm doing and who I'm doing it with, rather than where I am. And I think that's one thing that a lot of these guys tend to forget about, is it's like, if you took out where they are, their video doesn't really have any content, because it's like, you know, the fact that they're here is their whole premise of the video. But I think that that's not really content, because it's like, yeah, I'm here too, but, and? So what? But anyway, if I see a bloke riding a bike on the street, it's like, yeah, whatever. And if they see a guy riding a bike on the street, for them, it's like, yeah, whatever. But for other people, it's like, oh my God, wow, that's amazing. But anyway, it's just a little bit, I get a little bit bored about people's opinions, simply because of what they've read or what they've heard on Facebook. That makes me laugh. Anyway, Karen from Facebook told me this, so it must be true. Yeah, all right, love. Anyway, so yeah, I would recommend a movie called The Social Dilemma. I know a lot of woke people are talking about this movie. It's called The Social Dilemma. But if you actually watch it, it's basically the whole situation, how media has got into people's psyche and how they how content is served up to them without them knowing, and it's tailor-made to their kind of friends and their kind of hobbies and interests and political affiliations and all that kind of thing. And it's like they think that they're naturally looking at things that because of the way the data is served up to us, simply because the whole point of their business model is to keep us online as long as they can, so they can use us as a product to sell to corporations that want to, make money. So we are the product. We don't pay for the product. We are the product. So that's why. But then for me, I have to have a presence online, like YouTube, Facebook, and all this kind of stuff, and even Twitch. But the way people use Facebook, and I was talking about this the other day, I was looking at some videos on Facebook, and it's like, compared to the videos on YouTube, it's completely different. And the way the videos are served up to you, and it's almost similar to TikTok. It's the same thing, that constant flick, 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 keep you on, keep you on, keep you on, keep you glued. And it's like, that how that's served up to you is insane. And if you watch The Social Dilemma, it's very interesting, because there's people that actually made their job was to work out how to. I mean, they interviewed one bloke, and his sole claim to fame was he invented the like button. That was his, that was his idea. Is like, people that like a post, and they can like it or they can dislike it. That was his invention. But yeah, the media is insane. Is absolutely insane. I mean, what it's done to America is just crazy to watch. It's just absolutely crazy to watch. Half of the country is convinced that the other half of the country are aliens, and that is really bizarre to me. Because how did it get that way? And why do half of the country think a way about the other half of the country in such a complete off the hoof? They have no, I mean, it's insane. And that's one thing I would say about living here, is the fact that I'm the foreigner. I'm the minority. So it's like, it's insane having that kind of feeling, being a middle-aged white bloke. But I'm the minority. But at the same time, because I'm living in a place that's so different, all other minorities from all over the world come and visit. So I know people from all over the world, all colours, all creeds. And it's really bizarre that once you get past all the presumptions and the prejudices, and when I say prejudice, I'm not talking about racial prejudice. I'm just talking about my preference to latte rather than vodka, or my preference to hot spicy food rather than not spicy food. This is my prejudice. I have my way that I like, and they have their way that they like, and we live together in harmony, kind of thing. So it's interesting to see when everyone's here. I know Russians, Germans, French, Eastern Europeans, African, people from Africa, people from 6 or 7 countries within Africa. I know, and I'm friends with all of them, and they've all got different. I'll tell you one thing. I was chatting to take it easy, man. Sorry. I was chatting to a kid from Zimbabwe the other day, and he was in a barbecue. This was, I say the other day, it was about last year, a year and a half ago. And he was at a friend's barbecue, and my friend's from Togo, and he was from Zimbabwe. And obviously, because I'm English, we had a conversation about that crazy president who was there, because the Zimbabwe and the English have a lot of history, because I think, didn't Zimbabwe used to be called Rhodesia, and Rhodesia was named after Cecil Rhodes, that English bloke who was quite mental there. So yeah, anyway. So without getting too political, it's the main point of it is people learn and have different experiences from other sides of the world, but when you come together and discuss about the experiences, you have common ground and you can have a conversation and talk to each other, and you know, and I think that there's not enough of that going on, because everyone's on Facebook and everyone's opinionated and everyone's getting you know, scared about, oh, if you don't do this, then this is, if you know, if you let the one side come into power, then they're going to turn everyone gay. It's like, what do you mean? That's insane. Anyway, yeah, but anyway, not enough love in the world. Hey ho, all that stuff. Peace and love and all that. So, Christ, it's almost 2 hours we've been on, chatting the breeze. I hope everyone's doing well this evening. I hope I haven't disturbed too much of people's evenings, and I'm probably going to call it a night, and I shall see you guys probably midweek. Let's say Wednesday, Thursday. Let's see how it goes. I'd like to come on with a little bit of some news of some new products that's come through the post, and to have some yeah, and I might give you a couple more movie recommendations as well, because why not? All right, guys, I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. Peace and love to everybody. And I shall see you again. All right? Right. What does this button do?